After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast. Today is Monday, August 13, 2018, and this is episode 319. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
I want to welcome all new and returning viewers for the Fun in the Woman Cave. Thank you for joining us. If you are new, we're glad you found us, and we hope that you enjoy what you experience here, and we hope you will return. If you are returning, we're glad to have you back as always. If you are in the shadows, please feel free to join both the Ravelry group, if you haven't already. That's where all the alongs and the prizes and all that kind of stuff takes place. And the YouTube channel. You can press the little subscribe button on, I think it's on your right, and it's a little red button, and press the little bell there so you can get notifications. We'd love to have you officially with us in that way, if you'd like to do so. I don't think we have any new members this time.
No, I don't think so.
But we're just glad to have everybody with us. Let's see, tea? I guess we go right into tea.
We go right into tea. Let me see how many projects I have. I think I have more than you. Go ahead.
Okay. I have 7, so if they have quite a few there. 2, 4.
It's close enough.
6,
Go ahead.
7, 8. Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. I go ahead.
What?
I go ahead.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Sorry.
Trying to sneak in your sneaky sneak.
So, in my dysautonomia awareness mug is a new Plum Deluxe. This is one of their little ones. Dragon Fruit Desire.
I saw that on there.
Herbal
Good.
tea.
Good.
Mango pieces, apple pieces, hibiscus, orange peel, lemon peel, strawberry pieces, blue malva flower, calendula, love and gratitude.
The way you said it, they probably didn't catch it, but I did because you're a little stuffy. It sounded like you said bango.
I'm always stuffy.
It sounded like bango.
Mango.
I know what it was. I know what
Yeah.
you said. It just sounded, because you're a little stuffed, that congested. It sounded like bango, and it made me laugh.
Okay.
Because it takes so little to amuse me.
So, I haven't actually tried this yet.
Because I saw that one, I was like, oh, that would be cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, mango's sweet.
Because I'm not usually a fan of mango, so I'm not quite sure what I think of that, because I just don't like mango.
I love mango. It's good.
It's strong on the mango.
It is. It's very good. There's something else in there, but I'm not sure I can quite...
It makes me think of one of those breakfast fruits. I guess
Yes.
mango. You know the
Well, it almost like a syrupy kind of...
You know, one of those ones that Grandma and Grandpa always like. They cut it open and they eat it.
A melon?
I guess it's a melon. I don't know. I don't like
Cantaloupe?
them. Cantaloupe.
I love cantaloupe. Yeah. But no, it reminds me definitely very strongly of when you have a breakfast buffet and you have all the juices and very strongly of that. It's quite good.
I haven't quite made up my mind because it reminds me of a fruit that I'm not sure I like. Not because the flavor's not good. It's just every once in a while you hit a flavor that's...
Yeah. You can definitely taste it.
No, I think it's good. I like it better than if I had an actual fruit, I think.
Yeah. What do you mean it had an actual fruit?
Like if I had... It makes me think strongly of the flavor of the breakfast...
Be careful, you're going to spill.
Fruits. But...
Because, like,
part of the reason I don't like the breakfast fruits is a texture thing as well as a flavor thing.
Yeah.
So I think I like the taste better in the tea than I do in the breakfast fruit.
Well, that was what I was really worried about, tasting that one that you had that had grapefruit in it. I really can't stand grapefruit, and it takes over everything. It's like that comedic thing where it says about, I forget what vegetable it was they were talking about. It said it takes over everything.
It wasn't a vegetable. It was a fruit, and it was cranberry.
Cranberry, okay. Well, I feel the same way about grapefruit. It just, and it's nasty, so I apologize to everybody who likes grapefruit, but okay. In my teacup, in my tortoise versus hare, this is the wrong side. I will show you the right side in a second here. Tortoise versus hare mug is, can you see that? Okay. Is Chocolate Monkey, and this is from the Vine and Leaf Fine Teas and Artisan Chocolate. I wanted to have my Plum Deluxe chocolate hazelnut, but I'm running out of it. And this is really good. This is from down the bottom, downtown, and they have a nice little tea shop down there. This is the only thing I buy from them. I love their Chocolate Monkey. So
I might have some chocolate hazelnut in my tea stash. I'll have to see. Because it's a caffeinated one, so I can't have it anymore, so I should give it to you.
now, right now, this tastes kind of weak. You want to taste this?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. This one, I forgot that it needs to be stronger, and I didn't put enough tea leaves in it, so it's a little weak. But
Yeah,
it's
because if
good.
it's weak for you, it's definitely going to be weak for me. Because I don't
But
have
it's
that
very
great of a
good,
sense
and
of
I
taste.
really like it. So that's good. Okay. Moving right along. I hope that you all have your tea or whatever your beverage of choice is with you, and you're knitting or you're crocheting or whatever you're doing, while we go through the cows that are going on right now. Cows in some cases. The Harry Potter cow is Victorian Studio Podcast. That's Maureen, and that's all year long. It goes from January 1st, as I said, through December 31st of this year, and it's her second one, her second annual Harry Potter cow. Anything related to Harry Potter, and the rules are in her group. She's a good, wonderful podcast to watch. She's not doing it as regularly as she used to be, but she is very, very good to watch, and she is very accessible. You can get, if you have questions or whatever, you can ask her, and it's an active group over there. So if you have any questions, you can ask her. And I think Vani is also a moderator over there. Our Vani.
Yeah, I think our Vani
I think she's a moderator over there, so she might be able to answer your questions as well. Family Movie Night Cal's crocheting Hoovian in her podcast group. Podcast. In her podcast group, a crocheting Hoovian. And she, the Family Movie Night is similar to our Tea and Tales. It's a year long, and it's with movies as opposed to the novels and things like that. And her Year of Socks Cal is exactly as she said. It's a year of socks, all size shop, all types of socks. I don't know if she accepts Christmas stockings or if they have to be a pair of socks. You'd have to ask as we get closer to the Christmas season. And her podcast is a lot of fun to watch, and she's getting back to being more regular as she's feeling better, so that's good. I think she's going to be away in Florida for a little bit. I don't know when she's leaving, so she might have a break if she doesn't podcast from there, but it's well worth watching. And if you have any questions, you can ask her. Okay, so that's her group.
I think I like this better than I thought I did.
Oh, that's good.
Sorry, go on.
Okay, now the Shorty Socks Cal is Undead Yarn. That's Undead Yarn, who's Knitty Girl. And it's also year long, and it's socks. She said shorty socks, but like I've said multiple times, I believe she also accepts any kind of socks. So that's fun. And her podcast, I think, well, she's starting school again, so I don't know if she's going to be doing as regular or not. She does a lot of dyeing of yarn and stuff, and she does work full time. So keep an eye for her podcast because it's fun, and you learn stuff when you watch her. So she's fun. And then we have the 18 Hats in 2018 Cal, and that's B-Wing. That's Brittany at Cuffing Crafts, and she does not have a podcast, but it's a really fun group to be a part of. Very charity-oriented, and B-Wing, of course, is one of our members. All these people are members of our group. So
I still haven't hit my 18 hats.
I don't know if I have or not because I haven't put all my hats in yet. And there's 18 Toys in 2018, and the Dragon Long Cal, which is Vani, Studio Von Design, and that's Bee's Knees group. Another one that's not a podcast group, but a very fun group to be in. And the Dragon Along ends at the end of this month, and the 18 toys is for the until the end of the year. So both of those are a lot of fun, and again, not a podcast group, either one of these, but they're both members of the group, and they're a lot of fun. So you might want to check that out. 2018 tracking stash is Deb's Destiny and Blue Yarn Always. That's Never Cast Off podcast. And Debbie just put up a short podcast to announce the release of one of her patterns. And it's really pretty, so you might want to check that out. And the tracking stash is simply, I'm not sure how it works because I'm not doing that right now, but I think you have to track what it is you've bought, what you're using, if you spend it, if you make something with it, if you gift it away, if somebody gives you something, you buy something or whatever, just kind of to hold you accountable. And then the last one I wanted to mention is those summer knits and summer sock along. That's 2 alongs, and that's in the Yard Cafe Creations, who is not Yarn Cafe, that's one of the people. Girls in the Yarn Cafe podcast. It's a very fun podcast, mother-daughter team. Yarn Cafe Creations, who's Christy, and Dragon Horde Yarn, who is Tristan, and both of them have Etsy shops for yarn, and they are the same name as their podcast names. Okay, so Yarn Cafe Creations would be Christy's yarn, and Dragon Horde Yarn would be Tristan's.
Yes.
Okay, and their yarn is really pretty. I don't know if Tristan is still in Etsy or not. You'd have to check.
Yeah, I know she was in the process of moving to a website.
Yeah. So that's that. I don't think that Kay and Dan have an along that's not patron oriented yet, do they?
I thought they did.
Are they doing a
Summer
socks?
Magic or...
Oh yeah, they have some
Summer Sorcery.
Summer Sorcery. Yeah, that's the summer thing for them. Summer Sorcery. That's the Bakery Bears, and that's Kay and Dan Jones. What is Kay is
Bryony
Bear,
Bears.
and Dan is Obi-Wan Knitter. So those would be very fun to get involved with. Okay. Now I need a drink. Let's see here. Now it's a little stronger. Okay.
I guess I need to sit a little while.
Maybe. It's still not as strong as I like, but... Okay. Tortoise versus Hare. That's Laura Concert, Crochet Hoovian's baby, and she asked us to do this. I think it's our 3rd year in a row doing this with her.
I think so, yes.
And B Wing, who is Comforting Crafts, that's Brittany, is also doing it with us, and I think this is her 2nd time in a row. And
Did she do it last year? I thought, oh, okay.
And Cappy is doing it. I think Laura calls it a silent partner, so Cappy. And this is exactly what we said, Tortoise versus Hare, okay? The Team Tortoise and the Team Hare. You don't have to be a member of a certain group to be a member of a certain team. You have to be a member of the group to which you're posting.
Yes.
But if you're PHN, that doesn't mean you're Team Tortoise or Team Hare. It just means that you're able to post in our group.
Yeah, well, especially since our podcast is split. We have both.
We are one Team Tortoise, one Team Hare. Laura is Team Tortoise, and Vonnie is, Vonnie's not a moderator over there. Brittany is a Team Tortoise. But in our moderators, we have, okay, I'm a Team Tortoise, Ty is a Team Hare, Valeria is a Team Hare, Vonnie is a Team Tortoise, and Stu is a Team Tortoise. So we're split, okay? And that's what I'm getting at is
There's
pick a team.
Slightly more tortoises. We need to get another hare in there.
Yeah. I'm okay with there being more tortoises. Okay, moving on. Okay, it runs from July 1st to September 30th. WIPs and FOs are both eligible for prizes. And as I said, you must be part of the Ravelry group to which you are posting. Projects may be knitted, loom knitted, or crocheted. Now, the rules that I'm stating are for our group. They are basically the same for all the groups, but they may be slightly different. Okay? Only 1 WIP per project per week, and you may post the FO whenever the FO is completed. So if you work on it Monday and you post it and you finish it Wednesday or Thursday, you can post the finished object that week still. Okay? Let's see. Please tag your projects PHN TOR versus HAR 2018 for Ravelry and a hashtag in front of that for Instagram. They don't have to have been started on July 1st or later. They can be started anytime. WIPs are eligible. WIPs are acceptable. If you had been working on a tortoise or a hare from last year and then put it away because you didn't finish it, as long as you're working on it now, you can still enter it, okay? All right. If you use Lady Fernico Creations yarn, the completed object will be eligible for 2 chances at a prize. Any Franciscan Gypsy design, because that's a toy, tortoise versus hare, a tortoise or a hare, and any Studio Von design rabbit or turtle cozy, the finished object is eligible for 2 chances at a prize. And if you use my yarn with either of those featured patterns, you're eligible for 3 chances at a finished object for the prize.
Right.
Because we like giving you chances for prizes. Okay, and we showed the prizes last week. The Interweave Crochet 2009 collection CD. That's 4 magazines on a DVD. That's the year 2009 of the crochet, Interweave Crochet magazine. So that's pretty neat. And then we have some Happy Fuzzy yarn in the macaw colorway. And I think that's a fingering weight.
I think you're right.
Okay, now going on to ours. I am way behind on the threads because this week has been pretty rough. So I apologize in advance for being, or not in advance, I guess. I apologize for being not on the board for both of us, actually, because it's just, it wasn't conducive. It was very difficult to focus on things this week. So I thank our moderators profusely for keeping up with things, and I thank all of you members for keeping us hopping, because I love seeing all the activity. It would make me very sad if it went away. So thank you for being so active, even in our absence, because we do read things and stuff like that.
Sometimes it just takes a little more energy than we have to respond.
Right. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now the PHNT Entails is a year-long Cal-Cal-Lao, and it's this is our first one, and this is 2018, of course. Started January 1st and goes through December 31st. And this is our first year-long Cal-Cal, and we're enjoying it very much. It has to be related. Well, let me just go through the rules. Okay, basically they're the same, okay? They can be loom knit, knit, or crochet projects. Previous WIPs are allowed, but they must be worked on during the year, okay? That is a year-long Cal-Cal. That's not too hard.
Yeah.
So, chatter and pictures are all on the same thread. Projects must be tied in some way, shape, or form to the theme of tea and or tails. So it doesn't have to be both. It would be great if it is.
Right.
And like I said a few podcasts back, Rose does a wonderful job at that. And you know, so tea and tails. We're talking about books, novelizations, graphic novels, children's books, chapter books, things like that are all eligible. And I do want to reiterate, since this is a new thing, that Zuzu's Petals does now have that pattern does now have a book related to it, a children's book. Okay. As I said, 1 WIP per project per week, and the FO whenever it's finished. And any Franciscan Gypsies design, any Joanna Johnson's design, any Mom Cook design, and any Crocheting Hoovian design that's related to tea and or tails is eligible for 2 chances at a prize for the finished object. Anything that uses Lady Fernico Creations yarn in a finished object is eligible for 2 chances at a prizes. And if you do any of those featured patterns, Talia's is mostly crochet, Laura's is mostly crochet, and although she does have a knit, and Talia does have a knit, loom knit is Mom Cook, and knitted is Joanna Johnson. So you have plenty of things to choose from. Those featured patterns with my yarn are the finished object is eligible for 3 chances at a prize. Okay, and I'm not going to put my pattern in right now. It's the middle of the year, and I won't do that. You know, I'll wait.
Although you can change it if you wanted to, because you didn't have patterns available before.
I may change it. Yeah, why not? I mean, why not? If you do my I'll Be There For You, which actually should be eligible for Laura's, I think.
Yes, it should be, I would think, because...
Well, it's a television. It's not really a movie, but...
Does she include television shows?
I don't know. You'd have to ask her if my shawl is eligible. They can make it... It would be eligible if they use my yarn, maybe? I don't know. You'd have to ask her. But anyway, so you will also be eligible... All you testers who tested my shawl, if you put it in the tea and tails, well,
the tea and tails, you have to relate it somehow.
You have to relate it to tea and tails somehow.
Yeah.
You have to relate it to tea and tails somehow. If you can
because
do
I'll
that.
Be There For You is not related to the book at all.
No, it's not. So if you can relate it somehow to a story, like yours is a tea break.
Yes.
So yours will be eligible for 3 chances. What?
Oh, it's just a... one enunciation, so I'll read your text later.
Okay. So, like Taya would be eligible for 3 chances at a prize with that if she were eligible for a prize.
Yep.
Okay. Moving on. Did I get everything? Because I kind of skipped all over the place a little bit here. If you have a question, just ask me. Or ask Taya. Our prizes for this time are a Lady Fernico Creations skein of DK-based yarn that was donated by Stephanie, who is Cookie45. Thank you very much, Stephanie. And a Franciscan Gypsy Designs mug, which is also donated by Stephanie. We really appreciate your generosity.
Just want to borrow your pen a sec.
Okay. Okay, while she's doing that, I'll just go through the fact that we have the 4th quarter prizes are Plum Deluxe Tea and a pattern. And the pattern is by Mom Cooks, so that was very generously donated by her. And the end of year prize is a great big package of mini skeins and 2 small lace weight knit picks, 100% alpaca yarn in silver gray, a Silver Shed USA Ambrody bag, a medium sheep bag, Brittany's cards, a stitch marker, and a stitch marker set. So there's a lot of stuff in there, so that's kind of cool. All right, now the cardiac dysautonomia awareness Cal, and this has switched over from being a cardiac read along to including the dysautonomia because of Talia's stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, and it basically the rules are the same, so I'm not going to go through the rules again, except to say that the projects must be shades of red, shades of pink, shades of blue, teal, aqua, turquoise, that kind of thing. Shading more toward the blues most likely, but if it says teal on it and it's bluish greenish, or turquoise on it and it's bluish greenish, then it'll count. And all the other rules are basically the same, so I'm not going to go through that.
Belabor that.
I'm tired of talking. So you hashtag, well, it's PHN CDA 2018 in Ravelry and PHN CDA 2018 on Instagram.
CAD, Mom. It's not CDA.
CAD.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's CDA.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Sorry. Yeah,
now
right.
before, yeah, okay, go ahead. You can talk on this and I'll. All
right. Not gonna have a whole lot in the way of awareness stuff this time around, except for the fact that sometimes whereas it's something that's acute, like, and by acute we mean like a one-time event, like you had a heart attack and then it's done. I mean, you have the effects still on your heart, but it's not like you're in a chronic state of heart attack. You're not constantly having a heart attack. But with someone who has a heart attack, unless the damage is really severe, they're usually able to, after a period of recovery, go back to work or something. Whereas someone who has heart failure, or sometimes even a dysautonomia, might find that it affects their life in a much more consistent fashion. They might find that they have to change their work. They might find that they have to change their hours, how many hours they work, or even find that they have to consider disability. Part of what was so busy this week was on Wednesday, I actually applied for short-term disability. couldn't risk putting my patients in that in any sort of danger because of my difficulty in focusing, either because of what's called brain fog. And brain fog is usually described by people with POTS as just like kind of either you have difficulty focusing. You've seen some of that on the podcast. Either having trouble pulling out words or forgetting words. Or like I said, they're not focusing.
Well, just the fact that you get dizzy and might fall on somebody.
I get I've had dizziness where I thought I was going to fall in a room before. But the brain fog and the lightheadedness and just feeling ill was more consistent. But the problem with that is if you're not feeling well, you can't focus on taking care of anyone else.
And the co-workers had to focus on you and the patients.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they wouldn't let her run to the lab, or you know, sometimes she couldn't go to the kitchen or whatever. So you know, it was getting to be more of a burden than she wanted it to be.
Yes. Not to mention, people having to wonder whether or not I would call out because it had been far more often than I liked this particular year. And that's another period. We talked about the mourning last week. That's another period of mourning that you go through is mourning, oh, well now, you know, you don't have the job that you are used to having. So again, mourning that person that you were and planned to be for the next however many years.
And we would like prayers for her short-term disability to come through, because she hasn't been able to even put in for it yet because she's waiting for the paperwork.
Yeah, I discussed it with the people that I need to discuss it with, but they need to send me the paperwork. So kind of in limbo land right now.
Yeah, so prayers would really be appreciated for that, and that she gets it.
Yes.
So that they can figure it out, so she knows whether she can continue with her job as was, or as part-time, or has to go to another job, or whatever it is she has to do. So that would be very much appreciated.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
So that's actually just a little bit of a brief thing on, because this isn't just with a dysautonomia, but with, like I said, people with CHF or any sort of chronic, and CHF is congestive heart failure.
So they don't call it that anymore.
They mostly just say heart failure now. Diastolic or systolic, and that's usually with a systolic heart failure. It's you have a little bit more of a flabby, weak heart, and with a diastolic heart failure, you have a super strong muscle in the heart, but it's gotten so big that there's only like a little bit of space for the blood to be.
All right. Overachiever heart.
Yeah, basically.
Type A heart.
But yeah, that's regardless though, with both you get the symptoms of the tiredness and the just for slightly different reasons.
Right.
They're both failure. The heart's still not doing what it's supposed to do. But yeah, okay.
Okay. All right. On that note, moving forward, we do have, I meant to tell you, we do have some prizes for the along that we were just talking about, the cardiac dysautonomia. We have another skein of Happy Fuzzy yarn in the macaw colorway. That German yarn, I think it's German, Geets or Geets Farfpot, which is that red, white, and blue in the Sodnodal colorway. And that's a fingering weight yarn. And we think it's 75% merino or superwash, some kind of whatever, and 25% polyamide. Okay. Rough drafts. I think I have 7.
I'll be able to tell you as soon as mine decides that it wants to load. Let's see, closing some things to make it easier. Cause come on.
Okay, I was going to wait until the end of this to do this, but while she's finding her notes, I'll talk about this. I want to thank all my testers. My shawl is live. The I'll Be There For You is live. and I've had several sales. I appreciate that. It's on sale until tomorrow, Tuesday the 14th. Actually, it goes through Thursday, so I think it's like 12:01 on midnight between Tuesday and Wednesday that the sale goes off. It's a substantial sale. The pattern's only $1 right now. I do thank everybody who tested for me and everybody who bought the pattern. I really appreciate that. Thank you for your support. Some of them, oh, I know I was going to ask. Those of you who have done the pattern, if you haven't already, please link to my pattern. My pattern, is it what is it, the page where the...
Yeah, you link your project page to the pattern page.
Okay. Yeah, please link your project to my pattern page if you haven't already done so. And those of you who already have, thank you very much.
Well, I guess I'll just work off my old show notes and just try to remember what I have in my new ones because they aren't pulling over.
You didn't check before?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Let me see if I can figure out how many I had. So, I
guess you can just pull bags and you pretty much know what it is.
Hold on, let's see. Not that one. So, 1,
our notes don't always
2,
cooperate.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Well, you can just keep going indefinitely, I guess. I have 7.
Well, let's see. So, I'll do 2 of at least the first couple, 3.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see if my notes have come over now.
If any of you are going to be at Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival in September, we hope to be there. If things work out, so we hope to see you there.
Yes.
You can stop us and say hi. That would be fun. We'll be there in the morning most likely because it's cooler.
Well, it's just going to be that way about it, so I'm going to work off my memory and the old notes. So, the first one is in my Kickaboo Bags teacups bag, and these are the recessed socks by these are recessed socks. The pattern is Miss L's Basic 6-ply sock by Miss L, and I'm using Marigold Jen Superwash DK in the colorway Sidewalk Chalk.
And congratulations, Jenny, for your 5,000 sales. That's
yes.
Awesome.
This is Mom's first sock.
Pretty.
And she and I wear the same size, so it's very convenient. And I'm on the gusset
Pretty.
for the second sock. So,
Very pretty.
making progress on that.
Awesome. I like that colorway. It makes me happy.
Let's see, oopsie, you gotta turn this around.
Jenny does a good job with her dyeing. I wonder if she's going to be at SVFF. She didn't know when I talked to her. She wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I talked to her at
Maryland.
and I don't know if she's going to be there or not.
Because I think her daughter had the booth, but she wasn't. Did she actually have a booth herself, or was she and her daughter?
She and her daughter always share a booth.
Yeah, but for some reason I thought it wasn't under her name that time.
I thought it was on under Hobbledehoy this time.
Yeah, because you told me she wasn't going to be there,
Yeah.
and she was.
Yeah, she was. Because I told her, I said, oh, I thought you weren't going to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's what's in this bag. And then in my Kickaboo Bags Autism Awareness bag are the Krabby socks. And
You said crab in because Davina's been on a Peanuts kick. The first thing I could see was Lucy Van Pelt shouting at Charlie Brown.
Miss L's Basic 6-ply Sock Pattern by Miss L. And I'm using Dragonfly Fibers Traveler in the colorway Maryland Blue Crab. And this is for me.
That's pretty.
I'm getting close to being able to start the heel flap for this one.
That's very, very subdued for you. Very
like
pretty
it.
though.
Yeah.
I like the colors in it.
So, I think actually yours is more subdued.
I don't think so.
I think so.
No, everything is very rich in that sock.
This is rich.
Uh-uh.
Uh-huh.
No.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Saying uh-huh doesn't make it sound.
Uh-huh. Here, sure.
Oops, it's a bunny.
Yes.
Okay, now, in my, I think it's in my Kikiboo Holiday Owls bag is my Seafoam Preemie Baby Hat #2 project. And I didn't do a whole lot on this, but I did some. I like this color. It kind of defies description. It is teal, but I have to take a picture of the other hat so I can post it and put in Kay and Dan's and and Brittany's. But so you can see that's the progress I made on that. I do like that color. It's kind of classy. It's very restful. And so that's all I have to say about that.
Expecting you to wax more philosophic so I can get some more stitches picked up.
I'm not in the business of being philosophic so you can pick up stitches.
So, in my Silver Shed USA Kitties in the News bag is my Dark Ruby. And it's the On the Forest Floor pattern by Simone Carite. I'm using Miss Babs Yowza What a Skein in the colorways Obsidian, Pewter, and Vlad's.
That's so pretty.
So, I actually think that I worked on this during Dark Tower.
Appropriate.
Yeah.
for when you knitted.
Kind
of keeps you on the edge of your seat.
Yes, it does. Pull this a little bit more.
That's so pretty. Very dramatic.
So,
now it looks like a bullseye.
it does. Close it up a little bit and we'll even more.
Yeah.
But it's actually
one of those
a shell.
hats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
So, I look forward to having this one. Very much my colors.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And then in my actually it'd be this one. In my Plover Bird Kissing Bunnies bag is the Just a Little Chilly Mitered Square Afghan, which has Scrap Sport DK and worsted weight yarns. And it's inspired by K.F. Jones of Baker Bears fame. It's from the video she did for the patrons a little while back. Probably about more than a year ago.
I don't know if the Patreon's been more than a year, has it?
I feel like it has been.
I don't know. It was a while back.
Yeah, it was a while back. It's a 55 count square. So I can get bigger squares.
Very nice.
And I finished this one here. This green one was just finished here on the podcast, and I'm casting on with Davina's yarn that I used for her Donnie with a Dash of Leo hat.
So it's Yarn Cafe Creations or Dragon
Yeah.
Board?
Wait, that is Yarn Cafe Creations.
Mm-hmm.
In the Particution,
yeah.
colorway.
The mouthful colorway.
So
that's pretty. That's a good choice. Okay.
But yes, she really enjoys her hat now.
She does. All right, let's see here. In my Silver Shed USA Caterpillar bag is another baby hat. And this is my unnamed preemie baby hat. This is a jazz stripe colorway. It's Hobby Lobby yarn, and this one's actually close to being finished. I'll be interested to see if this will fit on Jimena's head. It's more of a little preemie hat, but you can see I like this colorway a lot. Can you see all the stripes? There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stripes on this. It's going into this light blue again, or teal, or whatever the color that is. Actually, it's going into the green again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stripes. I guess it's starting over the color, so it's really pretty. I have another skein of this because I just like it, and they were.
You just like it.
I just like it, but they were going to get rid of it, and they haven't, I don't think. But I made sure I got another skein of it so I could have it. And there's not a whole lot to say about this. This is a fine gauge loom for the worsted weight yarn, which I really like.
Okay, so I have one more with 2 projects, and then I'm
Okay.
actually no. Wait, hold on. How many do you have left?
5.
Okay, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I do one more with 2. So, in my Silver Shed USA Autumn Leaves bag are the Diana's blocks, which is a Stitch in Time pattern by KF Jones, and I'm using scrap fingering weight yarns. This one's been done for a long time.
I like that one's pretty.
And then did a little bit of work
That's coming along.
on this one. I don't think it's much different from what you saw before, but it did get some work done on it. So,
Very pretty.
on this purple square here.
Very pretty.
Other things have been gaining more attention.
We pretty much nowadays work on what we want to work on.
Mm-hmm.
No, what do you call it? Timelines.
And then in my Silver Shed USA Rebel Scum bag is the RAR hat, which is a Diana's hat pattern by Joanna Johnson. And I'm using Dragon Horde yarn, fluffy sock, in the colorway Dinosaurs RAR. And it is for Davina.
Yeah, she loves her
And
hats.
I finally measured one of my finished Diana's hats, and I figured out that this long stockinette section I knit about 2.5 inches. So I'll just measure instead of just randomly adding extra rows. So I think I'm at about 2 inches right now. So have a little bit of while to go before I start decreasing. Because she likes a floppy hat.
She loves her hats.
Yes, she does.
She's been wearing Quicksilver a lot lately.
She has been. Well, it goes with everything.
Okay. In my Knittings My Bag Gnome bag is my my Precious Heirloom shawl from the I'll Be There pattern by me. And the yarn is by Lucky Jenny Knits. It's a one of a kind, as far as I know. And I did a row last night because I could have sworn I worked on it, but I didn't mark it off, and I wanted to make sure if I showed it to you I had really worked something. So it's not a whole lot of difference on it, but I could have sworn I did something. So that's where I'm at. This is a fingering weight yarn, so it's going to be quite a bit smaller than my other one. This is how much yarn I have left. And I think I'm going to try to go a little bit longer because I was generous in my bind off amount because I couldn't take it off the needles or straighten it out all the way to do a 3 or 4 times the length of it to know how to bind off. So I just went ahead and was generous with it. I think I'm going to try to do maybe to the last 10% or maybe 8%, so it's a little bit bigger. This is going to be, I think, very scarfy, which will be nice. And I really like the color. and I'm using US 6s with these. I think next time if I do another fingering weight, which I doubt, I will use US 7s for this on a fingering weight yarn.
Do you feel like this is a bit tight for your liking?
I just don't like using the 6s for it. I don't know why. It's not overly dense. I don't know. I think I would rather use the 7s. I don't know why. I can't really quantify why. I don't know.
Clarify why?
Clarify is a good word.
So, in my... Oh, I brought it up. Oh, there it is. In my Ploverbird stained glass Batman bag is Tea Break, which is also Mom's I'll Be There For You pattern. And I'm using Miss Babs Killington in the colorway Coffee Break. And I knit on this a little bit during
MI6?
Yes, MI6. I was trying to remember what it was actually called. Fallout.
Fallout, yeah.
You're
probably more likely to know it if it's MI6.
So,
Like that.
It got a little bit of work, but again, that movie was so riveting too that I only worked on one row.
I sat through the whole line with this.
Yeah. Whoopsie. I'm caught on my own yarn.
I'm talented.
So, it was a very good, very riveting movie. So, it was not perfect for knitting, but this is the perfect knitting for the theater because I don't really need to look at it in the yarn. I don't like knitting on fingering weight necessarily in theater, and I had a fingering weight project with me, but this is the one that I wanted to work on because I could feel the stitches easier.
Yeah. And it doesn't split.
Yeah.
Really. Okay, in my Mama C. Owl's bag. I love this bag. I do. It makes me happy. Is my September the Baby Turtle from the Biddy the Bashful Baby Turtle pattern by Talia. And I made a little progress on this. You can see I really have made some progress on it. I'm just not pushing myself. I'm doing this is let me see, this is Dragonfly Fibers, I think. Dragonfly Fibers Traveler in the Sheaf colorway, and then I've got Marigold Jen in the Fresh colorway, which is a green, and Madeline Tosh DK in the Liquid Gold colorway, which is gold. And I think I'm going to make 2 of these and just reverse the colors, the green and the gold. But this is what I've got so far, and I really like it so far. It's really pretty. I hope I have enough for both shells.
Right.
But that's all we use that for, so I should be okay.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if I'm going to give them away or if I'm going to keep them.
Well, you'll have 2 to choose from.
I know, but they'll be twins. They'll be fraternal twins.
You're not sure you could separate them?
I'm not sure I can separate them. We'll see. But that's in here, and I'm enjoying. I always enjoy doing Biddy.
So, in my Silver Shed USA Fun in the Woman Cave bag, is my Nightwing Bunny, which is the Oops the Bunny pattern by me.
It's cute. I'm glad you worked on that a little bit. I know you hadn't done it in a while.
Not a whole ton of work, but a little bit.
A little bit. So cute.
So, slowly but surely. Little blue bunny.
Adorable.
So it just needs a little bit of work done on him.
Alright, I think this is a new project. I'm not sure if I had this done before. In my Ploverbird Sheepy bag is my 3 bags full dishcloth project from the Christmas Basket dishcloth pattern by Lisa Carnahan. And I don't know, I don't know what needles I'm using for this, because I think they're 7s, but I'm not sure because I can't read these needles. So, but they're knit picks, not knit picks. They're what do you call it? Chow goose. That's all I use most of the time. And I'm just starting on the pattern section, so you can't really see it. I showed you the book, the magazine, last week. So that's basically what I'm doing. I think that's the front. So, and there's not a whole lot to show on this, but I started this when I was at the doctor's office with Davina. I had to take her in for some medicine to deal with her stomach. So this is what I did while I was waiting. I think that's where I was with this.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
So, I do a lot of waiting in doctors and dentists, doctor's offices, it seems, lately. Got away from it for a little while, but
it was just a reprieve. So in my big skein and a little wool, or little skein and the big wool. Little skein and the big wool. My little skein and the big wool velveteen rabbit bag. You won't see this project for a while, but this is Loki, which is my stethoscope cozy. Using wild hare pinnacle sock in the colorway Colorama. No, not Colorama. This is not that yarn either. This is Mom's yarn. Lady Furnicle Creations. It is a sport, and it's I don't have the ball band for this anymore. I didn't correct my show notes. It's something like gold in the green wood or something like that. It's really pretty.
It's a Patrick Carr book reference.
I'm just holding off finishing it until I'm sure I'm seeing which way I'll be able to go with going back to work.
You can always stuff it and make a snake if worse comes to worse. It'd be a pretty snake.
I'm just going to leave it as is right now. My plan is to go back to work, but I don't know when. So it can wait while I'm figuring things out. I just don't want to rip it out and then have to start over again.
Right. That makes sense.
And if not, later on it might make a pretty pair of socks. So.
Okay. My next project is a new project as well. This is the Little Boy Blue baby hat from the Hand Knit Pull-On Baby Hat pattern by Ray of Hope. And I'm using US 7 Chow Goose for this. And Knit Picks Bravo worsted in the Sky colorway. I'm stuck on here. There we go. Talk about being talented. Let's see. I made a little bit of progress. I actually had to take this out because I misread the pattern. And instead of following... How did I do that? I'll figure that out later. Instead of following the pattern the way it was written, I was getting a stockinette instead of this... I don't know if you can see this kind of... It's like a ridge or a ribbing. But I was getting a stockinette because I misread it. I found it. I figured it out myself. But I ended up starting this like 3 times to fix it. So, and it's not hard. It's a seamed hat, and I believe it's a free pattern. So, I'm enjoying this. I just needed a change from the other hats I was making, so I decided to try this one. And this is another one that I had taken with me. I take multiple projects when I go and I have to sit in the waiting room, even though I know I probably won't get to them all. I just don't know what I'll feel like working. So I take them all with me. There we go. Well, I don't know. I don't know what I did here.
I think you're making it worse.
Might be. I don't know. Go ahead, it's your turn.
Okay, so...
Oh, I'm sorry. The bag is Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn.
Okay, so in my Mama C Tudor's bag is Peacock, and it's the On the Forest Floor by Simone Carite, and this is Miss Babs Yasawa's skein in the colorways Trust Me, Terra, and Zing, and this is Mom's shawl. Didn't get very far on it, but
pretty.
Got some work.
Yay.
Definitely Mom's colors.
Love it. Love it, love it. So pretty. Okay, now that I've got Little Boy Blue fixed, I can move on to next one as soon as I all this. The only thing I don't like about Knit Picks yarns is that they get really messy when you're the Brava. I love working with Brava. It's one of my favorite yarns to work with for like charity and stuff like that. But when you're working on it, as it gets smaller, it gets messy.
Yes, it does.
So, all right, let me put this away. Oops. Don't do that. Do not wish it.
Wishes are of no
They are of
consequence.
every consequence and the only consequence. Okay. My next project after all this waiting is going to be kind of a disappointment because this is my turbo knitter. Usually this is usually my loom knitting bag, but right now this is holding a design and I can't show you.
Right.
So this is a new design. It's a crochet design this time. And I'm not sure when it'll be finished because crochet takes more out of my hands, but it's something I really wanted to do, so it's in here. And that's that. All I have to say about that.
So these next two aren't in my show notes, so I have to wing it as best I can.
2.
Yes, I miscounted. So, in my Silver Shed USA Small Avengers bag, this was my Heimdall stethoscope cozy, but instead I started I do have the pattern in here. So, it's a pattern by Plymouth Yarn, and it's the rolled brim baby hat.
You're going to do it with the little...
No. And this is using wild hare yarn, and it's in the Colorama colorway.
I remembered.
Congratulations.
I remembered. That's a big thing for me lately, remembering things.
This is a free pattern.
It is pretty. I like that yarn.
And I'm making, I think it's like the 3-month size. And it's just stockinette. It's a rolled brim, so.
Very nice.
Just wanted something simple, easy. And I wasn't getting very far on the stethoscope cozy that this was before, so I was like, well, I can do this for charity.
I usually have a lot left over from the stethoscope, right? You can make a baby hat when you finish with the stethoscope cozy, right? So if you
I tore out the stethoscope
No,
cozy.
my point is that if you finish this baby hat and you find out you can go back to work, you can still make a stethoscope cozy.
Yeah,
out.
probably.
It's very pretty.
So there is that.
You're lucky Davina didn't see that one.
She did see it, but it was a baby hat.
No, I mean that she would say, "Can I have that?"
I think it's a little bit muted for her, even though it's bright.
Oh, I don't know. That's pretty bright.
She didn't really seem that attracted to
There's
it.
no
There's
yellow in
There's
it.
more oranges.
Yeah, there's no yellow in it. There's not enough blue and green in it.
Yeah.
Blue and yellow in it.
So. And then my final one is in my Plover Bird Turtles bag. And this is a Diana's hat. And I'm using Miss Babs Yazawetta skein in the colorway Chirp.
I like that color.
And it's meant to match.
Yeah, tell them what happened with that.
It's meant to match this.
And it does.
And it does. Because that's one of the colors in it. Now, Davina saw it and she kind of wants it. She didn't say as much, but she's like, oh, I like that. I'm like, yeah, it's not yours. But,
Well,
now I feel kind of bad and I feel like I should give it to her.
No, not until you do yours. Then if you have enough, you can make one for her. It's not like Chirp is a hard color to get.
Yeah. So,
It's really pretty.
I mean it to go with my shawl. That's why I started it.
I think you should finish it and then go on to the next. Because there's plenty of yarn in there.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much to do with Diana's hat, right?
No, it doesn't. So, that one was started on Sunday, actually, I think.
Yeah, it was recently.
Yeah, it was
Was it
either
yesterday
Saturday.
it started?
It was either
Saturday.
It might have been Saturday.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it was Saturday.
Okay.
So,
So is that all you have?
that's all.
Do you have any FOs?
No.
Okay. I don't either. Let's see here. I don't have any royalties, do you? I got some sugar, but
I have some tea.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I have something else too.
Okay.
First the tea. Received the Plum Deluxe on a day that I really, really needed it. Plus the insert. First of all, the tea that I have right now, that was part of that package. And then a little card came with it for the Blue Sky blend. And it says, remember the sunny moments you've had in your life. These memories will get you through the cloudy days. I received Carefree Herbal Tea, Put Up Your Feet and Relax. Actually, put your feet up and relax. It's got green rubios, apple pieces, apricots, rose hips, hibiscus, raspberry leaves, cranberries, blueberries, calendula, blue cornflower, watermelon, peach, blueberry essences, love and gratitude.
Wow. That sounds good.
And then Blue Sky Blend Herbal Tea. Sip and imagine how broad your horizons are. And this has hibiscus, decaf black tea, green rubios, blueberries, lavender, orange peel, mango pieces, apricot pieces, raspberry leaves, calendula, blueberry and lemon essences, love and gratitude.
Yummy.
So I haven't tried those two yet, although I think I have some Carefree Herbal Tea from before. I'm not sure.
I thought you had 3 packages in there.
No, the little bitty one is the...
I thought you had 3 big packages.
No.
Oh, okay.
Because what happens is you
I know you get a little one with your order, but...
Yeah.
Because even when I order ad hoc, I get a little one.
Yeah. And that's the Dragon Fruit Desire Herbal Tea. And then Mom had given me some Booyakasha. So after Tortoise versus Hare, this will be a tortoise. A bitty.
Booyakasha.
With an orange head and legs.
And what color is the undershell? Red, green?
Brown.
Brown.
That's what all the turtle ones will be. They'll be brown, and then the color of their particular mask color will be their head and legs.
Cool.
So
Mikey will have an orange head.
yes, but can't be started until October.
Awesome. Okay.
And those I'd have to keep.
Yes. And I'm in the process of doing Donatello and Raphael and Leonardo. So Donnie might be next because I have a fairly clear idea of what I want to do with Donnie. And then although Raph is clear as well, pretty clear as well. His is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
The one that was hard to determine was Leo.
Yeah.
And I think I
Compression
finally
stock.
got him on what?
My compression stocking's rolling up underneath my knee.
Okay. All right. Autobiography. I don't really have much to say, except that once again to thank everybody who bought my shawl, and that it is live. That the sale ends on Wednesday morning. Goes through midnight on Tuesday night. And to remind my testers to please link their projects to my pattern page, and to thank them profusely for testing for me. I really appreciate that. Haven't done a lot of reading. I have been doing some writing, and I am doing prompting for my CH Percolator group. But that's basically, I really haven't, we're looking at a big month coming up in September with Ty has a doctor's appointment, we have our annual retreat, we have Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival, and usually once we hit that, we start looking at Christmas, which kind of blows me away. But that's just kind of the kickoff point for our family, where everything starts going into high gear for the holidays. Once we hit, the stuff that happens in September, usually the retreat, and then it goes from there, and we don't stop until like April, so after Easter. So it's a busy time of year for us. Do you have anything that you need to?
No, I don't think so. Thanks everybody for the prayers who mentioned in the prayer thread. Or privately. Thank you very much.
And I want to thank Valeria for starting a new prayer thread, because I could not get in unless somebody tagged me, so I couldn't see any of your requests.
Yeah, Mom's had problems with her computer with that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I always keep you guys in my prayer, regardless of whether or not I know what I'm praying for. So whether I read it and or answer it, you do remain in my prayer.
And I'm not sure why it's always that thread you're locked out of.
It's not always that thread.
Oh, it's not?
Mm-mm. It's not. You know, I've had to open other threads on occasion because I couldn't get into them. So,
I don't think anyone else has any issues. I think it's just Mom's computer.
I don't know. Well, it says, oh, snap, so it's not just my computer. I don't know what
I've never had any problem getting into any threads.
I've heard other people have problems, but if that ever happens in the middle of a
Is it always a big thread, Mom?
I don't know. I can't remember. But if it ever happens in something that's an ongoing along or something, then I have to start asking people to tag me so I can get in, because I won't be able to do any of the number generating or anything if I don't, if I can't get in. So, so be aware of that. All right. Do you have anything else to say before I go into the ephemera?
Nope.
Okay. Now, this ephemera might be a little longer today because Ty had me cut it short last time. I'm going to go back into, we talked about, okay, this is, where are my glasses? There they are.
That's not a good place for them.
I know.
That's not your glasses.
I know, but I need that too. Okay. I'm going to try to read this without my glasses first, but we went through marled yarns and rag yarns last time.
Hold on one second. This was made by Kate Jones.
Kate Jones. Bakery Bears.
Bakery Bears, yeah. She doesn't do much sewing anymore because it bothers her shoulders.
And that used to be Talia's, but...
Yeah, but it didn't fit my phone.
Okay.
Because my phone grew. Well, it didn't grow, but I got a new one.
Heathered yarns. Okay, heathered yarns are predominantly one color with flecks or small areas of a different color or a different shade of the main color showing throughout. The heathered effect is created by mixing two different colors or shades of fiber together. For example, a mill may combine white wool with beige wool or gray wool with light brown wool and then dye the result. The different constituent colors in the yarn will appear as different shades of the dye color used. That's interesting. Okay. I guess if you had a like a nylon wool blend, that might also have that effect. All right, now self-patterning yarns are especially dyed so that when they are knitted up at a standard gauge, they form patterns, which means that for me, it wouldn't form a pattern most likely. The knitter need not change yarn, follow a chart or pattern, or strand multiple skeins of yarn to create a fairly intricate pattern like Fair Isle motifs, checkerboards, or jacquards.
Although if you were knitting, you wouldn't have that issue.
Well, you still have the gauge. It might be a little bit.
Well, you don't have an issue with gauge in knitting.
I don't know if I do or not. I have to check. I don't seem to.
Yeah.
Ombre yarns feature multiple shades of the same hue, graduating from light to dark. The colors may change from one shade to the next slowly, forming wide stripes of color, or quickly, giving a less regular effect. I always wondered what the difference was between ombre and variegated. Okay, and we're going to find out a little bit here. Tweed. Sometimes a mill or hand spinner will add small bits of fiber in a complementary or contrasting color.
I hate tweed.
To yarn during spinning process. This creates little bumps or flecks of color called neps, and the resulting yarn is called a tweed. I'm not a big fan of working with it.
I always end up picking it out.
I like the way it looks.
It drives me nuts because it just looks, it's ruining the smoothness of the yarn, so I had to pick it out.
Self-striping yarns, I'm not a big fan of self-striping yarns, but are typically dyed in long stretches of color. When knit up, each length of color produces multiple rows or rounds of knitting, creating stripes. Stripes may be wide or thin, depending on how long each individual stretch or color runs. Some self-striping yarns are made by plying. Fiber is dyed in different colors, then the mill spins a segment using one color of the fiber and then gradually transitions to the second color and so on. Or the mill may begin by using multiple plies of the same color, then switch to the next color, one ply at a time, to create gradually morphing stripes. And then variegated means multicolored and refers to yarns that contain multiple colors of dye, usually in relatively small lengths across the strand. Variegated yarns allow the knitter to change the color of stitches quickly without using multiple skeins of solid colored yarns, and without having to strand colors or weave in multiple ends. Sometimes variegated yarns are called space-dyed yarns. I never heard that. That's interesting. Okay, now, so that's your terms used to describe yarn color effect from the knitting ephemera. All right, is there anything else we need to do before we get to this?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I I was unable to respond to any of the comments this time, and Ty obviously was not as well. But I did want to touch on some of these. Want to thank the people who posted on YouTube. Rena, Ellen's Crafts 6 days ago, and Linnea. We want to thank you for your kind words. I do want to thank Rena especially for the very sweet comments she put on YouTube. It made me happy. It was very nice of her to say such a thing, so we appreciate that. If you want to see what she said, you can just look, okay? Because I don't want to embarrass her. I don't have permission.
You don't have permission to embarrass her?
Yeah. Okay. And we want to thank the people who also commented on Ravelry, since we weren't able to respond. We do read them.
Yes.
We just don't always get to respond to them. I try to respond to all of them, but this time kind of got away from me. So we want to thank Vani and Rena and Sue and Anita C, that's Anita, and Linnea. Let me see. And Beth, who's round and round I go. I guess that's everybody. And I have to, oh, thank you, Beth. She said, I was trying to think what that term was when your stash is past your life expectancy. She said it's SABLE, Stash Acquisition Beyond Life Expectancy.
Oh, you see, I've never heard that.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. Thank you for that, Beth. And
It's what? Sable Stash?
Stash Acquisition Beyond Life Expectancy.
Okay.
So, Stash Acquisition Beyond Life Expectancy, Sable.
Okay.
I think there's also another thing, but I can't remember what it is. So this is very neat. I think I got everybody. People were grateful about the spoons and the energy. A lot of prayers for Talia, which we are very grateful for. A lot of nice compliments on my shawl. I'm grateful for that. So I'm sorry that this is kind of haphazard, but I wanted to make sure at least acknowledge that these were out there. So that's that. Anything else? Are we podcasting on Monday?
We should.
Right. We have
there's no real reason not to.
Okay, so we are planning on podcasting. We have been doing the podcast in the morning while Ty is off, because in the afternoon we like to be doing other things, and also, you know, just we could be tired. Monday I have adoration, so generally when I come home I'm sleepy when I come home from adoration for whatever reason. So we're going to try to do it in the morning while Ty is off. And so we hope to see you next week. Until then, we wish you a week full of every blessing, joy, and good thing. And we hope to see you back here for the Fun in the Woman Cave. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 319, and that's a wrap.
Bye.